What is up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of my own playthrough here, looking at the beautiful Prussian flag over here in Prussia. I'm still quite mournful of the fact that we are integrating Prussia, and yeah, he's not going to actually exist this playthrough, but I've got some good news. I'm going to get into that here as we continue on in this episode, looking at our swaggin' German troops here, looking really nice. We are the 10th highest score nation, and we're the 5th great power, lads. We've come a long way as the nation of Ulm, but we are sitting in a little bit of a predicament here, given the fact that we have a huge coalition. Now, naturally, if the coalition was to fire, I think we have pretty dang good odds with our diplomacy to actually defend against it. And the plan from here is going to be to attack Verdun in 2 years' time. Or under 2 years' time. But we're going to attack him, and that's actually going to prevent Brandenburg from joining the coalition, but also pull these two out if the coalition has not yet fired. And that's something that I intend to kind of rinse and repeat. Do those kind of things. But interestingly, guys, check this out. We have some Palatinate pretender rebels here actually owning the Palatinate, I'm sure, as they've already taken his capital and they're working on this fort. So it looks to me like the Palatinate is going to finally become independent out of the grasp of Denmark, and that's really good news. That means that our truce with him comes up in 2 years' time. We can go ahead and attack him, hopefully not dealing with Denmark, and potentially calling in some of his allies and bringing them outside of the coalition. But that's the kind of approach that we're going to be taking. The fact that Denmark itself is going to join the coalition is a concern. Maybe, if we're lucky, we don't have the 50 aggressive expansion for him to just jump straight in, but I imagine it will be kind of inevitable that he does join eventually. But we're just going to have to be nice and strong. Now, it's not that big of a concern, the fact that we can't expand here, because we want to catch up in our admin tech, especially as the next institute is on the horizon here, as we just completed Humanist Ideas. And I am actually going to slowly get into things as we don't have that much to do, but I did want to talk about my plans here, guys. Speaking of Prussia, guys, I've got a little bit of a plan. We have German ideas, but I'm a big fan of the German ideas because of the relations. And yeah, I'm going to be kind of a little bit honest with you guys. Like, up until this point, I've been trying to tease you, but it's about time that I'm going to disclose some of my plans here. We're going to talk about ideas, and as time goes on, maybe in a future episode, I will disclose my overall strategy as to how I want to actually complete our goal of accepting every European culture. But in the meantime, obviously we have the mercenary maintenance reduction here, and thanks to plutocratic ideas, we have mercenary discipline. Now, we have morale from plutocratic, and we have the infantry combat ability here. I'm going to be taking quality ideas next as our next idea group, because we're so far ahead in military tech. Yeah, points. We're doing very well. And of course, from there, innovative and quality have the amazing policy of 20% infantry combat ability. Here we have mercenary maintenance reduction. Available leaders is great, but this is just honestly, I think innovative is actually not that good, but it's got some nice stuff, just general nice stuff like advisor cost. That's really economic later on when you have rank 3 advisors. The monthly war exhaustion, things like this are really nice when we're involved in war. But so let's put it this way. My plan to really destroy... What? We have officially joined the dark side, lads. Oh boy. I guess the Ottomans is looking for somebody who actually has some kind of impact here. It's some kind of miracle that he's not rivaling Spain. But wow. I didn't expect to be able to pull that off out of the blue. So, I think it's time here soon that we're going to start betraying the Central European powers and try to maintain this duality. That was unexpected, but very appropriate. Feels good, man. One overall relation slot, but that's not going to be an issue for too long with the fact that we're integrating Prussia. But I just wanted to finish my little divulge of information here, guys. We're going to have... My plan is to just max out the mercenaries as infantry, of course, because that's the most economic way to go. So this modifier is nice, as well as the German tradition, as well as this available mercenaries there. So I plan to have mercenary infantry, which has 2.5 discipline, and of course the infantry, which we have the combat ability, which is going to be 10, 20, and then with the policy, a total of 40 infantry combat ability. As a Protestant, we're going to be able to have the morale and the discipline. And naturally, having our army tradition, prestige high, and defender of the faith is going to allow us to have very high morale. And I'm going to be gunning for discipline advisors. But I'm hoping that, basically our infantry is going to be pimp, basically, right? With 40%, but because they're mercs, a total of plus 10 discipline. And that's not including our advisor. So I think, guys, we're going to be pretty dang strong. I think we're going to be pretty dang strong if we're mercenary infantry focused. That's what I'm hoping for. I think we're really going to give nations like France a run for their money if we can keep our army tradition high and have good generals like we currently do. In fact, let's drill this general to try to kind of give him a bonus trait there. So that's my plan. And I've been very deliberate with our ideas up until this point. So in a future episode, I'll divulge exactly why I've chosen these ideas. You know, people could suggest that we could have taken better ones. But long story short, relation slots and accepted cultures, that's where it's at. No matter how many relations or accepted cultures we take, guys, it's not going to be enough, right? To, like, for example, vassalize Bohemia to accept this one culture. You see, partial accept is not going to do, guys. So one relation slot is one culture group, effectively, being accepted. Even if we combined our relation slots and our accepted cultures, it's obviously not going to be enough, no matter how many we try to get. So I do have a plan in general, but let's talk about that in a later date. For now, we're going to get back to it in the beginning of next year. I need these diplomats, dude. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'd actually like to delete one of these forts. I think this has better positioning here. So I'm going to delete the one in clone. And I'd like to, build up some of these towns and so on, the Emporium, but that needs to be stated anyway, that specific one. We're saving up for 2k here to build the treasury. Let's go ahead and drop the claim here. Thankfully, we do have the claims on the Palatinate, who could become independent at any stage, but we also have a truce for him. It's probably inevitable, guys, if the Mamelukes begin to decline. Nice, he's got pretty good diplomacy. That's going to be slowing down the Ottomans. It's inevitable that these two will hate each other eventually, I would say. So I will try to improve relations with them. But I noticed, Savoy... I'm going to ally Savoy, guys. I noticed we can ally Savoy. Allying him is going to prevent him from coalitioning us going into the future. So, alright. our amazing leader dies. Well, look at that. Turns out that our diplomacy is so strong that the coalition is beginning to dissipate. Beautiful. 2 overall relation slots, soon to be 1 over. But I'm seriously considering abandoning Bohemia soon, as I want to gobble him up. So obviously here we want the bureaucratic candidate. I'm hoping that he's fairly young here. 42. That will do. We're going to continue to spam him. I think if next election we'll buff him up. And then the one after that, we're going to be under 50 Republican tradition. So we'll probably end up buffing him up twice. And at that stage, he might become a dictator. I don't know. Alright, well, it looks like we can expand because the coalition dissipates. Unfortunately, I just don't have CBs. And the other thing we have to keep in mind is if we go real aggro, guys, France. Cruel. Oh well. Thankfully, we're a very stable country in general. So I should be looking at Protestants. Like Trier. We want to be attacking nations like Trier, as France will not hate that so much. See, Cologne is a Catholic. Cologne. I think I've got a truce with him. Yep. We're about to be at war with Oldenburg. Yep, it's got to be Trier. Let's do it. Alright, it's the end of the year. So this war is going to begin here shortly. Any nation who is Reformed or Protestant, that's who I want to take out. Unfortunately, he's a free city, so he doesn't count. So our options are fairly few. I can't believe we pulled the Ottomans, guys. We're really owning the diplomatic game now. I guess we have been, as a general rule, considering our size, we have been doing that throughout the entire course of this game, owning the diplomatic game, but only more so. Right, Brandenburg is in. So these guys are sitting on a fort and the capital. They're winning, without a doubt, and nobody's coming to defend that. No Denmark coming to defend that, so I am confident that they... the Palatinate is going to be free, and our truce comes up here in just a moment. Brandenburg could be pieced out here fairly easily, it looks like, due to the fact that he's swarmed by rebels. We've only got one general nowadays that has a significant amount of siege, and he's just straight up our uber general at this stage. Come on, come on, come on. Let's make sure to use this diplomat. Let's not get crazy. We got to use the diplomat while we can. Looks like Brandenburg might be coming over here, and he's really scary. He's got a really good general. So let's intimidate him with numbers. I'm just going to have to slow roll this fort, it looks like. Be patient. I was hoping, thanks to these rebels, that we can set for peace Brandenburg. You know, our advisor went away. Let's take that again. This one, new spy network advisor, because we're in need of it. We had that nice trait for spy network. It's not often that I'm looking at a spy network trait and being happy about it, but in this case, we don't have any nice CBs, so improved spy network is pretty appealing. Alright, we're almost at 2k ducats while we loot provinces. Our economy is improved furthermore. We can call on Bohemia, but I'm trying to save that. There it is. The Palatinate is free. See, France is going to be mad at us. And so is Denmark. Denmark can't join the coalition, but he will be able to after we take Verdun. And that might, yeah, that might compel the coalition to respawn. Okay. Sweden wants his independence. Nobody's supporting his independence, though. I was going to say we could support his independence and ally him, but we'd have to fight Denmark and France. He's allied to France, so no thanks. Not at this stage. Two base attacks in Hanover. Nice. I love it. What is our development? Look at that, 580. That's why we're a great power, guys. Pretty small geographically, but 580 development feels good. There we go. Bloody coalition. It's spawning once again, and that is why I'm going to declare this war. No more coalition for you, but you realize we've reached that point where, with the truce being up here, the coalition considers themselves to be strong enough once again. So Denmark's going to join the coalition as well. So it's going to be very important here, guys, to try to whack-a-mole these nations and eliminate them. And we're probably going to find ourselves in a point where, yeah, France joins, everybody joins. Luckily, Great Britain being Anglican, he cares less about both Catholic and Protestant. So Great Britain is going to struggle. Right now he's at 0. That's awesome to see. He's going to struggle to get that 50 aggressive expansion here, considering we have influence ideas. And there we go, the Teutonic Order, or Prussia rather. Nice, he's got a cannon there, I'll take that. Being integrated after all this time. Doing really well on our manpower. Let's get rid of this manpower recovery speed modifier here, and question is, I feel obviously the morale of armies is good for us, but I don't feel like we need it right now. So I'm wondering about 10% production. I mean, that would be 1.6 ducats and counting. We don't need idea cost right now. Unrest we don't need. It would be nice, but we don't need it. We don't need stability cost modifier. I don't intend to boost my stability. So I think we're going to be able to take some extra money here. We could take Republican tradition, but it's not much. Yep, I'm going to take cash. I'm going to take cash, get our production up even further. Especially because once we are able to spend this money, this 2k that we have, we could build some manufactories. We almost have textile manufactories unlocked. There we go. Coalition. Once again. So, let's use our diplomat to offer some military access to these guys. That's a quick way to get 10 relations each. Rip, feels bad, man. I want an inflation reduction advisor. Wow, okay. I'm surprised that Brandenburg doesn't want peace considering the circumstance. Now our force limit. Oh, we've got a navy! Awesome! Ulm has our first navy here. And you know what? we're pretty influential in this area. Let's go ahead and state these up. I'm not going to do this area here of West Prussia, but the other two I will. We're only one over our relation slots now. So, we're going to have significant influence in the Baltic Sea. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and look at our trade. It's at 11. Let's wait till next month for this to adjust. And I think I'm going to collect in the Baltic instead of transfer some Saxony. That's going to do us well, I think. So trade is 10.1. Okay, this is our sieging stack here. But it's funny how our force on it didn't go up. If anything, guys, integrating the Teutonic Order was the opposite of beneficial. But what can you do? Our subjects are really strong for us. Break Brandenburg's alliance with Poland. Alright, truce with him once again. So, is the Livonian Order going to make claims for us? I hope so. Right now, they're not making any claims. Nice. Our trade did in fact improve by collecting here in the Baltic, and that gives us somewhere for our navy to collect, to protect trade at the moment. And we also finally can take an admiral, or we should be able to take an admiral because we've got a coast from the burghers. Maybe it'll take some time to adjust, I don't know. But with that in mind, I wonder... I want to see how many sailors... We need to build some sailors up, okay. Never mind, I was going to consider privateering. Yeah, so if the Ottomans defend us from that coalition, guys, I'm feeling... Oh, jeez, I just zoomed in like crazy by mistake. That's just huge. I'm just feeling way more confident because of that. And the reason is that's just a double whammy. That's two birds with one stone. If the Ottomans are fighting coalition wars on behalf of us and carrying us like that, it means that they're not going to be fighting their own wars expanding. And I'm definitely happy about that. Alright, so this is the one war that we're fighting, so let's move on to trying to fight the Palatinate as well, which is going to cost a ridiculous amount of aggressive expansion. Now, we're not doing so well economically. It's mostly because we're reinforcing, but we did just get a tremendous amount of more troops from the Teutonic Order. I see. We've got this navy here. That's why we're at war at sea. That's why my navy is hesitant to protect trade. Alrighty. Am I happy to be losing one diplo point like this, like all the time? I wish our power projection was high. We don't have very many diplo points right now, guys. I'm gonna siege this stuff back so that we're not getting so much negative war exhaustion. And continue making claims. The question is, who do we make claims, or are relations more important? I think relations are more important. There's no way we're going to get away with annexing this amount of development without Austria breaking his alliance with us, unless we get our relations up. And that goes for Bohemia as well. But I am going to consider just abandoning Bohemia here. The problem is that he's allied to Austria. So unless we call Austria in and then attack Bohemia, which is an option, but it would just be so aggressive. Like if we're taking land from Poland and then we want to take land from Bohemia, unless we're doing that, we're going to have to fight them both at the same time. Okay, so the coalition is a little bit undecided here. So they're a little bit undecided, and I think I'm going to be going in against Trier as well, but this is pretty awkward. We're really starved for admin points. I would like... Oh, you're ruining my plan game. Please be young. Okay, this is our guy. This is our guy. Please have good trade. This is going to become our dictator, I'm sure of it. Not bad. Trade efficiency. Something economical. Good stuff. This is going to become our dictator, I'm sure of it. We're just going to spam him. It's going to take 3 elections, I think, and then he should take over. But that means he'll have +3 to each, so he'll be a 6-4-4, I think, at the time he becomes a dictator. But I'm not 100% exactly at what stage he does become a dictator. I think it's when he gets elected and you have less than 50 Republican tradition. I just don't spend too much time myself personally playing as a republic, as you guys know. Okay, we can claim a province here, and he is a Protestant. Brabant is a Protestant. Go to business of crystal. Dude, why do we keep getting good? I love it. Nice. That's good, man. Production. That would probably be a decent manufacturer here now. Why do we keep getting development events? I'm not complaining, dude, but it just seems pretty nice. And unexpected. So these guys are basically just hiding here. Look at that, our relations are max with Austria at a total of 42, so it is inevitable. We're so aggressive, it's inevitable that he will abandon us in years to come. Okay. Do we have any cannons? No, we don't. Now, where's the 9k that we had? I'm thinking about getting rid of them. My manpower's back below where I'd like it to be. How about we get rid of this regular infantry? And then I'm gonna need to have some troops to make sure these sieges are progressing. Get some prestige. And yeah, I was going to say that this is going to be our first coastal province here in the north in Lubeck, but I actually forgot about the fact that the Teutonic Order / Prussia is in fact giving us quite a large significant coastline actually. We're now up to 15 naval force limits. So we can start investing in some fleet if that's what we decide. We're now safe at sea, right? Inevitably, guys, as I am a noob and it's my biggest skill, I will be throwing away our lightships at some stage, I'm sure of it. Now, let's delete this fort here. I like these two in the woods, but that third one is just a little bit too much. Let's complete our mission here. Desperately needed 25 years of inflation reduction. Unfortunately, I don't think this will be completely eliminated, but we did desperately need that. I'll keep an eye out for an inflation reduction advisor as well. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the kind of potential coalition looks like after this. It's all about France. Okay, we can see... No, that's only 2. I thought it was all 3. France is at 55. So the question is, can we wait long enough to where he doesn't join, or should I just take 2 of the provinces as opposed to 3? That would be a solution. I think I might just take 2 provinces, because we plan to go in against the Protestants soon afterwards anyway. So let's look at this cash here. Wow, almost 0.5, 0.52. Let's do it. I want to complete manufactories in our home region, Lower Swabia, to help us spawn manufactories. Now, Württemberg, because we moved estates around, which now increases autonomy when you move them around, the production is not as good as it would otherwise be. So 0.15 is not too bad. In fact, I'm going to build it. The production will increase when the autonomy increases. Yes! Yes! Feels good, man. Lucky one time. The growth of the printing press. The printing press spawns in our country. Oh, awesome. I'm so happy. So often I feel like, despite, realistically we did everything we could, including flip Protestant, to increase our odds of that happening, I really seem to get these things there. But that gave us 100 of each. And of course, it immediately is accepted here. And it's going to spread to us the fastest. So that's really cool. I'm really happy about that. We will remain we're somewhat in a world-leading position here in terms of technology and so on. Let's get our power projection up for a month. I would love to see a Swedish independence war, and then to be able to declare on one of our rivals. Right now we've got Poland, Denmark, and Great Britain. So the only realistic one is, in fact, Poland. You know what? Our aggressive expansion is so high, I might just go in to try to humiliate him, guys. I didn't expect to do it at such a late stage, but that might be the play. To just go in against Poland and humiliate him. Oh no, was that my commander? It was. Shoot. That's bad. I would really like a commander, please. So let's check out this area here. What do we have got going on? This is the only area that I'm in love with. This one, not so much. I stated it up because it's free. In fact, with that in mind, let's just state this up. And I'm going to unstate them later. This is the only one that I truly admire and love and respect. Pomerania. So we've just got some temple, and a marketplace. Okay. Alright. Got very expensive advisors now, guys, stressing me out. In Brandenburg, by some miracle, he manages to remain Catholic, which just seems crazy to me. I really wish we had a commander advisor, which we don't have. Look at that, taking over Muscovy in great power status. We are the 4th great power. Awesome. So apparently Spain, Ming, and the Ottomans are the only great powers that are stronger than us, according to the game. There it is, there's the truce. He's under 50 aggressive expansion, so he can't join the coalition. We're in no hurry to immediately declare war on him. Nice, get our power projection up just a tad. But yeah, I think that's the play. The question is, are we willing to fight him to move towards that 100%? And I think the answer is yes. We're going to try to 100% Poland for those monarch points. We've done that many times before, but that 100% war score cost truce, guys. That would be ideal to actually prevent him, if we do decide to just go crazy, prevent him from joining the coalition. Alright. Alright. Let's do it. I'm going to go straight in. I was hoping to... I value both of these points. Let's look at it this way. I'm going to be a little bit inefficient, but let's look at it this way. We're getting 100 points here, so it's worth not reducing war exhaustion, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I hope this guy gets good traits. He's young. We're going to spam him. Don't randomly die at a young age, please. I say young, but I mean in regards to, in reference to the fact that he's a, we are a republic. 34, I think, is how old he was, is young when you're a republic, guys. Wow, look at that diplomacy. Amazing. So, before something changes, guys, we've got over 20, meaning that these guys can just be called in. That's going to make this war really nice and easy, guys. Let's get our power projection up once again, as we would like it to be and to stay and to remain. Now, Thringen has dies. Let's build more manufactories. Yay, I'm really happy, guys. I'm really, really happy that we had the printing press spawn in our country. We're going to accept it super quickly. Now, what I wanted to do is sort out our army composition. It looks like we got a total of 8 cavalry. Let's have a look at how large our armies are if they're split into 25. Okay, and what... It's actually an infantry unit. So be it. So be it. Let's maintain... In fact, we have 3 regular infantry. So, this is going to be our stack size and composition at the moment. Just a little bit easier there. So I'm happy to do it for now. But thank goodness, power projection's up once again, getting more points. We just need to abuse the fact that we are a republic. Once again, we need to continue abusing it and get our ruler to a stage where he is really nice. But obviously, oh, he hired some troops from Pomerania. So the coalition's growing. That's pretty predictable, but we've done better than I expected keeping them out as the coalition did disappear. And we're fighting no navy at the moment. Let's build up some navy slowly. That's something we can do. Are you serious? No! Damn it. I think that's the second time that's happened, that event. I was going to say that there's no way we're going to complete this war before the episode ends. So I'm actually going to call it here, guys. Yeah, I've said it already in the past, guys, but I hope that you are enjoying... I know some of the other popular EU4 players actually play much slower than I do. And part of the reason that I have played quickly and recklessly in the past is because I'm worried about it being boring. I've been trying to put that worry to the side throughout the series, and I don't know, give me your feedback. You'll notice that I'm not playing super duper quickly. Dude, this province is such a good province with the gems. Arrgh, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Why? Because of that. That's why. Because ultimately, I don't want that province. We could still just develop Königsberg anyway. It might be a worthy state anyway in East Prussia. The alternative is that Lithuanian is one of the cultures that I ultimately accept, but then we have the same issue here, whereas this is one of the states that we would have, and this state is just bad. Lithuania is such a small culture. Nope. I think I am going to keep this stated, but I'm just going to get rid of Memel later in order to fulfill my duty. And the reason is because of this. This is just too good. Gems? 5 ducats. If we do a workshop and a manufactory here, and spend Diplo here, inevitably we will eventually have extra Diplo. Develop it up. It's going to be a stellar province. So, and it's Koningsberg, guys. It's Koningsberg. We love it. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Naturally, this war is to keep a truce with Poland, get our power projection really high, get plus 100 to each point, and then go straight back in against other nations. We're trying to give our aggressive expansion with France a little moment to chill. Now, I do have a concern that Denmark will fire the coalition and call France in. Oh, look at this though. Brandenburg allied Denmark. That's actually really good, guys, because it means that I can attack Brandenburg when our truce is up, separate Denmark by annulling his alliance with France. So that's a little bit of something that's a little bit optimistic, if you will. That's a good thing right at the end of this episode. But that's it. Next episode, we're going to be attacking some of these smaller Protestant nations after this war. I hope you guys are enjoying. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.